Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish. Today we'll be taking a look at the PlayStation Plus September 2017 PlayStation 4 titles. The titles are Child of Light, We Are Doomed, Infamous Second Son, and Hatoful Boyfriend. This should be fun. Child of Light is a fantastical game with a lot of similarities to old school Japanese role-playing games. You start out playing as the young Princess Aurora, traversing through a 2D multi-platform world set on an oil painting-like background. Pretty soon you meet up with your Firefly companion Iniculus. This companion can be controlled with the right thumbstick, or you can invite a friend or family member to connect a second controller and take control of them for you. Iniculus flies around beside you and you can send them off to collect small orbs named Dreams from local fauna. These orbs can generate the light bar that Iniculus uses to interact with the world around them. They can also spawn smaller green and purple orbs that replenish the party members' HP and MP. The reason you have HP and MP is down to the combat in this game. The combat is very much like an action turn-based role-playing game. When combat begins you will see a turn bar in the lower section of the screen. This shows you when your party members and enemies' turn will be to attack or use an ability or potion. The icons of each party member and enemies move along this bar until they reach the cast section. When a party member's icon reaches this point, you will then get to choose what action they will take. Depending on the party member, you will be able to choose from melee attacks, magic attacks, healing abilities, party buffs and debuffs, or using a potion or item. Some enemies are weak against magic attacks, some against melee, and so on. It's best to try and learn about your foes and choose your actions accordingly. Magic abilities require the MP resource to cast. Melee abilities do not require any resource and can be used throughout unless you are dazed or stunned. You also have the option to defend. If you have very low HP with a party member and they need to wait on an incoming heal, it may be best to use their turn to defend to ensure they see it past any attacks that may come beforehand. Throughout combat, Iniculus can be controlled to fly around and heal allies or slow enemies using the L2 button. You can also use it to collect the dream orbs that may be present to replenish light, HP and MP. Combat is the main way to level up. As you level up you are granted skill points that you can put in the skill tree of each party member to gain new skills and passive abilities, or increase the skills you already know. There is also an oculi or gem system that lets you add gems to your weapons and items to change the effects they may have, such as adding water damage to melee attacks. There is a crafting system that allows you to combine the different types of gems to create a whole new gem with new effects for you to discover. There are many puzzles to complete in the game. These can range from pushing and pulling blocks to shining Iniculus's light at certain coloured gems or items to reveal hidden messages or symbols. After a couple of chapters you will gain the ability to fly with Princess Aurora. This changes the gameplay somewhat, as now rather than always having to traverse on foot and find ways to climb up to the higher platforms, you can simply fly around to reach the different levels. You also bump into more playable characters such as the Jester Rubella, who offers healing and revive abilities to the party during combat. For the trophy hunters out there, sadly there is no platinum trophy for this game. The game has 20 trophies in all, which comprise of 19 bronze and 1 silver, for a total of 315 points. Overall, I think this is a very decent addition to the PlayStation Plus service. The artwork, story, combat, puzzles and crafting systems all add up to be a very engaging experience. It is certainly one I am looking to get back to and complete when I can. It's definitely a contender for this month's Spotlight game, if I get the time to do one this month. I will be setting up live streaming and making sure everything runs smoothly for next month. But if I do get time to do a Spotlight this month, this may well be it. We Are Doomed is a twin-stick Twitch reaction asteroid type game. The aim of the game is simply to survive for as long as you can while waves and waves of enemies come at you from all angles, all the time racking up as many points as you can from taking them down with your laser beam. Enemies leave behind blue square power-ups that you can collect to charge your super beam. Once this is charged you can press R1 or R2 to release it and empower your laser beam. This makes your laser beam much more powerful, which will defeat almost any enemy on screen instantly when aimed at them. There are 2 modes to play, these are Waves and Endless. They are both similar, other than in Waves there is a slight moment to pause and collect yourself between waves before the onslaught begins again. Endless is as it sounds, the fun don't stop until you pop. I'm not very good at this game, terrible in fact. At first it was just a lot of colours on screen to me and I did not know which way was up. After a few tries I settled in and started to make sense of it. I still found it difficult and would explode after 2 to 3 waves. However, for the purpose of this video I was determined to get at least 10,000 points on the scoreboard. Nope. 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 Yes! Finally! Over 19,000 points. Time to check out the leaderboards. Unfortunately my score, which you all just saw, did not register. Look at the top 3 though. It probably does not matter in the slightest. For the trophy hunters out there are 12 to collect. 7 bronze, 4 silver and 1 gold for a total of 315 points. Good luck. Overall this game sucks, mainly because I'm terrible at it. I could see it being one of those games you could play on a PS Vita to while away an hour on a long flight or train ride. However, I don't really think it has a place in my PS4 collection. If you feel differently, then by all means download it and give it a go. Be sure to come back and post your scores in the comments though. Infamous Second Son is an open world superhero beat 'em up style game. It is a follow-up to Infamous 1 and 2 that were released on the PlayStation 3 back in 2009 and 2011 respectively. There is no need to have played the earlier games to enjoy this title however, as this game provides its own story and tutorial early in the game. In this game you play as Delsin, a late teen delinquent from a sleepy Aconish village just outside of Seattle known as Salmon Bay. The game revolves around conduits or bioterrorists as they are known to the public. These are people that have special powers that allow them to use elements such as smoke, neon and video to perform superhuman abilities. The government has created the Department of Unified Protection or DUP to round up all of the conduits and detain them for the safety of the human race. As with most games of this type, it soon becomes apparent that their motives may not be as genuine as they make out. Early on in the game, Delsin and his cop brother witness a vehicle crash whilst arguing outside. They rush over to help and find that the vehicle was carrying bioterrorists that were being transported by the DUP. While trying to rescue one of the conduits, Delsin is taken hostage as the conduit realises his brother is a cop. To stop the conduit from doing harm to his brother, Delsin grabs him by the arm. This results in Delsin soaking in the conduit's power and learning it for himself, whilst also catching a glimpse of the conduit's recent experiences with the DUP. Soon after this, the leader of the DUP, a woman named Brooke Augustine, comes to the sleepy village to try and clean up the mess that was made by the escaped conduits. She bumps into Delsin and starts to suspect he is hiding something from her. To try and get it out of him, she threatens to do harm to the other members of the community. It is at this point you are given your first moral choice in the game. This starts the karma system in which you can play as a good hero or an evil villain depending on your choices at these critical moments in the game. Taking either of these choices will not affect the main arcing story of the game. However, it will change some of the interactions you have with the non-playable characters in the game. Whichever choice you choose, people get hurt and are likely going to die from their injuries as they have concrete stuck into them that is decaying them from within. It is up to you to head into Seattle to try and find Brooke Augustine, steal her power and save the people affected. Seattle is split up into multiple districts. Each district is controlled by the DUP a certain amount. You work your way through the districts disrupting the DUP as best you can. This involves doing side missions such as taking out mobile command vehicles and destroying surveillance equipment. Once you have caused enough disruption, you will start a district showdown. If you manage to survive the showdown and clear out the DUP, you will be granted a fast travel point to this district. As you progress through the game, you gain additions to your base powers by draining core relays scattered throughout. These can be anything from firing ranged projectiles, learning new acrobatic maneuvers, or shape-shifting abilities. You gain base powers such as smoke, neon and video by touching other conduits that have these powers already. You can upgrade your abilities in the skill tree with the use of shards that can be found from defeated enemies throughout the game. These allow you to increase the damage and range of your projectiles, extend the length of time you can hover in mid-air and more. Combat requires you to use all of the abilities you have learned. You need to use your acrobatics to stay out of harm's way whilst using your projectiles and melee attacks to inflict damage upon your enemies. Your melee attacks are provided by wielding a chain whip which you can infuse with your current power for additional damage. Using powers in combat will drain your power meter which is in the lower left hand side of the screen. This will need to be refilled. You can do this by draining smoke from the likes of chimneys and car exhaust for the smoke power, or soaking in light from neon lights to refill the neon power meter, and so on. Most human enemies when defeated will have an icon above their head. This gives you a choice to either subdue or execute them. This choice will affect your karma a small amount each time you make that choice. For the trophy hunters out there, this game has 48 in total. These comprise of 34 bronze, 11 silver, 2 gold and 1 platinum, for a total of 1,200 points. Overall, I think this is a really fun single player action game. Something I would recommend you download and try if you have not played it already. A very good addition to this month's lineup. Here it is, the one you have been waiting for. This is Hatoful Boyfriend. Let's take a look. Hatoful Boyfriend includes a powerful visualization module, allowing even the birdiest of birds to appear as normal humans when first introduced. Okay. This is the teacher. He specializes in math, physics, and also some other things. Yuya tries to stay sexy and suave in front of all the little ladies. This is the first aid room. They have all sorts of drugs. You consider trying some before getting busted by the doctor. I had a choice of activities for the day. I chose maths. My wisdom was low and needed a boost. Awesome. Level up. +5 to wisdom. Just what I wanted. Class was over for the day. I found a wishing tree on the way home. Wished to conquer the world by force. Something needed to happen in this game soon. Semester was over. Got a part-time job during the holidays. Met some punks on the way home and got rescued by a biker or moped chick I met whilst out for a run one day. And then, seriously, that was it. I clicked X for about 45 minutes to the prompts on screen in the blue box, and then the game ended. As far as I can work out, the idea is the choices you make on how you spend your time and who you hang out with decides which bird you end up taking as your boyfriend. I winged it and instead rode off into the sunset with the biker chick, so I did not end up with any boyfriend. Did I fail or did I win? Who cares? For me, this is an ignore title, but if you still want to download it after what you just saw to get some trophies, there are 17 in total, 15 bronze and 2 silver for a total of 285 points. As far as I can make out, you get a different trophy for each different ending. I won't be going through them all to find out though. Good luck. Well, that cannot be unseen. If you like this video, please support the channel in any way you can. Like, comment, subscribe, or go that one step further and become a patron on my Patreon website, which is at www.patreon.com/GDWI. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.